who can sit down, and you sit down, but then somebody else that you know in the other corner of the room, the far corner of the room, says, hey, actually, I think that gentleman has a point here. I'd like to hear out his opinion. And then the people try and shush him, and he sits down. Then another person stands up and says, hey, no, you really need to listen to what you say. And then before you know it, it looks like the whole room is with you, okay? And then they're forced to listen to you. And upon the pressure of this and the perception of the counsellors, they stop making those scumbaggery decisions because they feel like criminals who are being caught, criminals who aren't doing the one thing that you need to do when you're committing crimes: stay above suspicion. So as soon as they start forcibly committing crimes and things of that nature, there's a very obvious thing that they need to be doing is create that kind of public perception that things are being done well and they're not overtly corrupt and so on and so forth. So you can actually get Agenda 21 thrown out of councils, and they did this in Los Angeles. So we told you the solution to everything, all right, which is learning the trivium and learning natural law, and over time you're going to have to start applying these in your life. You know, nobody's perfect, so don't feel bad if you're not applying by every natural law or everything like that. You know, you're just learning. You have to unlearn what you've learned because you grew up in a scumbaggery satanic society, more or less. So you know, you can't necessarily be blamed. But now that you know what you're not supposed to do and what you are supposed to do, you should be making progress towards that better, more in tune and worldly you, as it were. And am I preaching? Am I practicing? No, I'm just saying that this is what it is, and we've all got to take personal responsibility for what we do in our own lives, because it's the lack of taking personal responsibility that has led us to this situation with overarching scumbaggery in every single corner. You can't, throw a stick in the air in New Zealand without it hitting scumbaggery when it lands. So, yeah, with that being said, I do want to acknowledge all the people who've come out since Billy and Maya's arrest. You know, there was Chantel Baker and Countess Spin and Damien Dement and all these people who came up, because during the John Key reign, like 2008 to 2016, I think, like that, it was very, very similar to being like the only guy doing live video and live broadcasting and things like that. And I just want to acknowledge everybody, for standing up. It took you a while, and it took Jacinda for you to stand up, but later's better than never, and you've all done quite spectacular work, really, work that I can't do by myself anymore. I've gotten, I spent my 20s and my early 30s fighting for freedom, and now I've just literally made my body sick from the sacrifices that I've had to make in this regard. So yeah, it's a pretty unfortunate thing that's going on, because you can't just keep sending your soldiers out to fight. They need time to rest and recuperate, and so hopefully during this summer I'll be able to do that to a large degree. And it would be wonderful if we could have some help and some donations for myself and Rebecca and our new baby, so that we can finish our little nest off and have at least something kind of akin to a life, because it's been very, very tough being under the boot heel directly of a oppressive government system. And I think that's the reason why I've been having quite really a number of anxiety episodes and attacks and things of that nature. So it's really not been good for me, my mental and emotional state, or my physical health, going through these kind of stresses. And all those little donations and all those little words of encouragement and things of that nature really do help, guys. They help immensely. Because ultimately, when you're suffering at the hands of the state, the reason why the state can really grind down and destroy some people is because at the end of the day, those people are like alone, very, very alone. And I completely empathize with all those people out there who are currently embroiled in their own little battles with the state. and feel like they're alone because, you know, they didn't have an audience or anything like that. And I'm very grateful for you guys being my audience, because I've met many of you and chatted with you and stuff like that, and you're all good people who'd give the shirt off your back to help somebody out, and you've got a good sense of humour, and you're bright and you're worldly, and you've done things with your life, you know, that kind of thing. And to have an audience like that fills me, you know, with a lot of grand appreciation just for the work that I do. Do I really enjoy talking about the truth and telling people that there's no Santa Claus? I gotta tell you, no. I really don't enjoy this job.